Everybody, DayTraderRockStar here, and a very special video. We're 2 days away from a huge Fed decision. The FOMC rate decision is coming up this Wednesday. It's Monday night. I'm getting this video out. Today was it was an up day in the markets, but it was kind of just shaky and there wasn't too much follow through. But it was an okay day and it wasn't a disaster. But what I'm going to announce today is a kind of a cool contest I'm going to be running going into the Fed decision. A contest that's open to everyone. If you happen to catch this contest, you're very lucky because we're giving away 1 year membership to DayTradingRadio. DayTradingRadio here is an online trading site. We have tremendous, you might have heard of us. We've been around since 2007. We have thousands of traders and we have so many different tools. This is actually what the site is. And we're going to actually be giving away a 1 year membership to that. Now, that right now is a value of about $599, but you're going to get some other stuff with it. It's probably going to bring the value up to probably close to $1,000. So it's kind of a great contest. And it's basically all you're going to have to do is just kind of give me the what's going to happen on Wednesday. And what I mean by what happens on Wednesday is this guy. And look at that frown he has on his face. Boy, he has that is a perfect frown. Turn that frown upside down, Jay Powell, Chair of Powell. Federal Reserve. That does not look good. Anyway, if you're in the markets and following the markets, you know that the Fed has been very active in fighting inflation here in the U.S. markets and stuff. And with that, they've been raising rates. The big question is, are they going to be raising rates on Wednesday? Now, just recently, over the last month, we've had a mini banking crisis. We had some banks fail. All right. And it's been kind of a nerve-wracking situation that's been going on. So we have to actually, take that in consideration because the Fed policy does affect banks. And when Fed policy affects banks, right now they're trying to slow the economy, slow inflation, and by doing that they're going to be raising interest rates. And they've been doing this. And they still have a ways to go. They have a mandate that they're trying to meet, and they expect to raise more rates. But now that we have had a couple banking issues, this comes back into. Hold on about that. Sorry about that. My lady just jumped on here. But anyway, again, we're going to see if the Fed's going to pull back. And a lot of people, again, this is coming out of Bloomberg. Fed considers a pause as fallout from SVB Royals markets. A pause in the rate increase. So the contest that I suggest here is what you're going to do in the comments of this video. You're going to put down two things. You have to be, right on both of them. And the closest 5 will get a prize. All right, for the closest 5. And what we're going to ask for is, are we going to pause? All right. Again, let me see. Are we going to pause, or are we going to continue to raise rates, or maybe even cut rates? I mean, you have to put it as rate. There's only 3 real possible things that can happen here. They're going to continue to raise a quarter point or a half a point, or they're going to pause, or they're going to cut. And I don't think anybody's going to go for the cut. So the big decision here is: are we going to pause, or are we going to continue on? Maybe a little bit smaller, maybe just a quarter point raise. So you're going to tell me pause or hike, and what it's going to be. Pause is, of course, a pause. A hike, you have to tell me either 50 or a quarter. And this is the catch. This is the big one. Where do you think the markets, the S&P 500, is going to close Wednesday at 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock on Wednesday. Now, we trade the markets every day here at DayTradingRadio. Every single day we trade the markets. We get in at 7:30 in the morning, and I trade, and I'm the next, let's say, I hate to, don't want to go off saying I'm an excellent chartist, but we pride ourselves in the charts and calling the markets. We work a lot on divergences, and we are short-term traders and long-term traders, and I've been mapping this market for years. We've always go back, and this is a recent pullback from the highs in the market. It's from 2022, January 1st, happened to be the highs. And you can see this black trend line and this blue trend line, they came all the way down here. We recently broke through it, and we got up to our target, 40.70. 40.70, 40.90 was our target. We got up to 40.80, and then we sold off. We came down to what we call an X marks the spot line here. And this is a rising trend line and a retracement trend line to make an X. And look at that candle. We came right down and touched it, got a little bounce, and retested that rising trend line and moved back up to the trend line here. Amazing. And then we pulled back down here. We were watching, and this is where the banking issue started. And the Fed comments came out early in March. Things started to kind of get a little shaky after Fed Chair Powell's testimony at the Humphrey Hawkins event that happened about a few weeks ago. And he's kind of set the tone, a very hawkish tone, which started to put the market on its heels again. At that point, soon after, we started hearing these issues with the banks, and of course the Fed policy comes into play with this issue. And a lot of people are tying this or blaming this even on the Fed's policy of the interest rates and the interest rates spiking, or them hiking the interest rates so fast over such a short period of time. I believe this is the fastest they've ever actually got up since 1980. I have to read into that, but I think that's something I read here recently. So, how that's tied together, let's take a look here. There's a quote here. When we had some of these negative comments, kind of the Humphrey Hawkins here, we'll talk about the Silicon Valley Bank here, which its deposit base, which draws heavily from the startup firms and technology industry, tripled in size during the pandemic era, all the way from 2020 to 2022. All right. And instead of investing all those deposits in other startups or venture firms, the bank placed a sizable share of the funds into long-term treasury bonds and mortgage bonds, which typically deliver small but reliable returns amid low interest rates. So what happens? Interest rates are no longer... Oh, there's my guy again. The low interest rate environment evaporated over the last year, and the Federal Reserve raised its benchmark interest rate to 4.5%, the fastest pace since the 1980s. The sudden spike in interest rates dropped the value of Silicon Bank's treasury bonds and mortgage bonds, punching a hole in its balance sheet. 2 weeks ago, when Silicon Valley announced it had lost $1.8 billion on the sale of those distressed bonds, a major depositor withdrew their funds, prompting others to follow in quick succession. We had that bank run. Anyway, this has kind of had a little contagion, and this has happened around a lot of other banks, and this is what's going on here. So this all comes back to the interest rate. Interest rates causing this. So now the big question is, this Wednesday, and that's the contest, will the Fed raise rates, continue to raise rates, or will they pause? And the key question, and this is what's going to determine who the winner is, where does the S&P 500 cash close Wednesday at 4 o'clock? The 5 closest will get a year membership, including everything here at Day Trading Radio. And it's a fantastic thing, because you're going to love it. I'll give you a little view of what you get. And this is actually the S&P 500 right now. We're at 39.51. So, you know what? I want to give you my opinion on this right now. And again, all you have to do is put your guess in the comment section of this video. I'll go all of them. We'll go through all of them. We'll make sure you got the right direction, the pause, a hike, or maybe a cut, and the price. And again, we'll just I'll follow up and get those out to you. But right now, we kind of had an inside day. The last 2 days, it's been consolidating. It's kind of a pennant formation that might be setting up here. Now, I think everyone's expecting the market to kind of pause, but is the pause going to say to the general public, hey, we've made a mistake, we're going to pause, things are looking, the banks are in trouble, we cannot do this anymore? Will that be a sign of further trouble down the road or on the horizon, with the banks? If they continue to hike, maybe just cut back instead of 50 basis points, they go to a quarter point, will this be seen as still too aggressive, or will this give a little bit more confidence because they still haven't hit their goal? They have to bring that inflation goal down to 2%, which is going to be very hard to do. So they're going to have to continue to raise rates. So are they going to pause? Are they going to continue? Are they going to, the pause is not going to just kind of kick the can down the road because they're going to have to continue down the road, right? I don't know. It's an interesting one. That's why I want to do the contest. I think it's a great opportunity for people to make a call here. Now, I think we're going to get a quarter point. My guess is that we're going to do a quarter point, and I think we're going to rally, and we get up to, let's say, I'm going to call 4,000. It's not that far. It's about 50 points higher. I want to say that tomorrow is a choppy day, maybe even down a little. And I think we close maybe around 4,000. I'm playing, I'm playing the game. Mine doesn't count, but even better, I would say that you see this top red line here, this retracement trend line. That's where I'm looking for that. That's about 4,002. It could even get up to about 4,022 or 4,020. That's even better. I will call 4,020 as my guess, and I don't count. So my guess is a quarter point, and the target, the S&P is going to close at 4,020. All right, that's my guess, and I'm sticking with it. And what's your guess? Put it down in the comment section. Now, I will go over this chart here just fast. You can see there is some levels that above us that are going to give us some issues. Whenever we have a breakdown of a channel line, we tend to retest that as a good short. So a move up does seem logical before moving back down. If we blow through this top trend line here and we get through this one and get through this one, things could start turning around. The stochastics, we pay a lot on momentum and stochastics. I trade stochastics for years and years and years, and
we have submitted. Order filled.
That's it.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
That's the rock bot right there. Rock bot you're going to get, actually. Let's actually go to that. So if you're on the Day Trading Radio site, you can always go over to DayTradingRadio.com, and this is the dashboard. You can't get into the dashboard. That is annoying after but on the inside you don't hear that. On the outside you do, because there is a kind of a free trial. You can check it out. Just go to dtr.tv/free, and you get a 1 week free trial. But again, this is a year, 1 year Day Trading Radio, everything involved. Now take a look. You got your news, you got your tick strike. Down here is some really important stuff. We're going to open that up. You got the rock bot, which you just heard took a trade. Let's go to that right now, and let's click on the rock bot. The rock bot will open up, and we're just talking about divergences. We just saw that there is a 1 minute divergence script that's running right here. It's just triggered right here. Back here, there was a beautiful 5 minute one, which took profits all the way up here. This is one of the best trading. If you're a scalper of futures or trade futures, this is a futures trading bot. Now, if you're a lifetime member, you get the code. You run it on the NinjaTrader. You can run these codes. I have multiple trading codes that you get as a lifetime member of Day Trading Radio. You do not get the codes with a yearly member. That's a special thing. But you do get the Rockbot channel where you could shadow and actually trade along with the Rockbot. But you also get what we call is the tradeometer here. So over on the right hand side, don't forget, if you're on the dashboard, click on the tradeometer. And tradeometer will come up. And this is an order entry indicator. Wow, look at that. So the green dots are longs, the red dots are shorts. And this is great. This is a concept, what I call quad rotation. And there's also a script that we built that runs. And this is just, again, this runs underneath your platform. You can put it on your computer. You can even minimize it. It'll talk to you when we just heard the sell signal come in here. There was a sell signal here. We just heard before. I don't know if you actually heard. You heard the divergence signal. You didn't hear the sell signal. But this will also talk to you too. And I just like to minimize it and keep it running in the back. And when it does trigger, I'll look at it and line up and take the trade off of it. So this is a fantastic tool. And again, all comes free for a year for you. There's a lot of information on how it works. You can go to tradeometer.com if you want to read up on it. That's Tradeometer, TradeOmeter.com. And you can check that out. And the Rockbot here, and not to mention everything else that comes along, our HPS, our live trade alerts in the room here. I picked up some JP Morgan today. We sold some Credit Suisse. First position JP Morgan, the watch list. and everything else here, the rock bot here, the HPS, the MedVet Trader. The HPS site is also one of the best things out there. We just recently had another target being hit. I think that was CPB here today. And these are swing trades that give you exact entries and exits and updates you on status real time. Again, if you're a member, and you will be, if you get the contest right, you'll get these alerts sent to you, and each alert is broken down into a we'll give you, let's take a look. Campbell's Soup just recently set up here. So this is what you would do. You just click on the chart. It'll give you everything you need to know, and it's connected, and it'll tell you with a video that goes out with it exactly why we like it. It's usually, most of these will be divergences. We'll give you the buy trigger, where to buy it, the profit zone, and where to put your stop. As you can see that it just recently hit its profit zone here just the last couple of days. And now these are really good because most of these HPS setups are based off of divergences. Now, if you know anything about divergences and George Lane and how we develop and how they work, we specialize in divergence trading.
Order canceled.
We
Order canceled.
specialize in divergence trading here at Day Trading Radio, both on the long-term swing trades and on the short-term scalps. Another great thing here, if you go to the top of the dashboard, you'll see what's called our Trader Zone and My Playbooks. And each one of these is an individual lesson on the trades we take, and just a great educational. Normally, this is part of the School of Stock. School of Stock is also a lifetime membership benefit, which has a value of about $1,000. But I put most of the good lessons here just to get beginner traders set up properly. These are most of the trades we start off, like X marks the spot, how to trade divergences, a couple webinars, the business plan for traders, which is very popular. This is one of my favorites, the business plan for traders. This breaks down everything about trading. I won't go into it. I'll fast forward and kind of show you some of the stuff here. This is in video format. So there's a lot of great information here in this, how to get your order entry criteria, your profit criteria, automatic stop criteria and stuff. Everything. It's great information here. All right, so I didn't want to make this too long. People would trying to keep these things small, but we got a lot of other videos heading out today. But again, the decision is this Wednesday, which is going to be, today's the 20th, it'll be the 22nd at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Again, that's 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Please, you have to put two things down. Is it going to be, a pause or a continued hike or a cut, whatever that first decision is, and then your S&P 500 cash, S&P 500 cash target for the end of the day, 4 o'clock. Whoever's closest to top 5 will get 1-year memberships here at Day Trading Radio, which the value is over $800, including all the courses that you're going to get, the Tradeometer, the Rockbot, the HPS setups and everything. So I hope you enjoy that. Have some fun with it. And feel free to head over to Day Trading Radio. You can watch the show anytime. Have a great evening. I can't wait to see what people are thinking. This is going to be a very important day on Wednesday. Could be a major market mover. It could be an explosive move or it could be an explosive drop. I actually have a downside target here at 36.51 area. Inside this, give or take 10 or 20 points. The upside here is, again, this trend line, which is going to be 40.22, and that's my target to the upside. And then from that point on, I think we're going to be in the chop phase. I don't know what's going to happen with any more banks coming out or any more bad news. Russia. This is a very, very tough market with all the news flow that's going on. Anything can happen. But the market's hanging in there. It's hanging in there, and I'm slightly more bullish than bearish going into the year. But this is a very difficult time right now ahead of the Fed meeting with the bank collapses. So good luck, everyone.
Tradeometer and Q overbought.
Oh, that's the. All right, so that's great. Let's go to the Tradeometer. That's what you would hear, And as you can see, we just got an overbought level here. So you can see the overbought level here and the nice pullback that happened. The buy signal here, the nice move that happened. The buy signal here, the explosive move that happened. The sell signal here that moved back. Now we just had a sell signal right here on the NASDAQ, represented with the arrow down, the trade down. There's a lot of other great stuff here that I didn't even talk about. There's so much going on here on Day Trading Radio. Not to mention our chat rooms. We have tremendous chat rooms, a futures chat room, options chat room, stock chat room. People are trading around the clock on those. So, DayTradingRadio.com. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Good luck to you, and have a good evening.